Hey, what's up YouTube? My name's Nesto. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm gonna take you through my day being a handyman. So it's about to be 10:30. I got a job at 10:30. The job is hanging up several sets of curtains. I'm not sure how many. Then I have a job at I think 3 or 4, something like that. And that one's gonna be an electrical job, hanging up couple chandeliers, couple pendant lights, couple light switches. The most tricky thing is he wants me to install a dimmer switch. He wants me to install a 3-way dimmer switch on a 4-way circuit. You know, so I just got to make sure that the dimmer switch goes in the right location and that everything works fine. Because sometimes, especially with the 4-way switches, they're so confusing sometimes. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that one later. Actually, I was actually scheduled for 4 jobs today. One at 8 a.m., this one, then one at 1, and then the last one. But the one at 1 p.m., he asked me to reschedule because he's got a funeral or something to go to. So I rescheduled that for next Tuesday. And then the one at 8 a.m., I messed up yesterday. I had a job at 8 a.m. and I accidentally invoiced today's 8 a.m. And I was driving home, and then the client messaged me like, hey, did you invoice me on mistake or something, or well, why did you invoice today's tomorrow's task? And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, that's my mistake. I'll contact support and have them undo it or whatever. So I did. I contacted support. They undid it and they reopened the task, but they just reopened it. I had to reschedule it. You know, they had to like completely reopen it, and I had to reschedule it, and I didn't. And since I didn't, like it didn't show up on my today's tasks. So I was like, oh, last night I was like, oh, and I forgot about it. And last night I was like, oh, cool, I don't have a job till 10:30 tomorrow. And then today at 9 a.m. they're like, hey, you never came. And I was like, oh my god, I'm so sorry. And I explained the situation, and so that one's rescheduled for tomorrow at 8 a.m. I was gonna take it really easy tomorrow. Because my wife has an appointment. I was gonna only do one job in the afternoon. So luckily I had a lot of time tomorrow to reschedule it to tomorrow to take care of that mistake I made. But yeah, I'm gonna go do this curtain job, and then I'm gonna go do that other job in the afternoon. Well, actually, after I do this job, since my 1 o'clock job is not scheduled for today anymore, I'm gonna contact the other client, see if I can start earlier, finish my day earlier. But I'll talk to you guys later. Oh, hey, what's up guys? So I'm back. So that job, it was 2 sets of curtains, one big one that I just showed you, and then one little one, and that took me exactly an hour. And it took me a little bit longer because the brackets that she gave me for that big window, it's a long window, and then she had this really thin pole. They came with these really flimsy brackets that didn't stick out far enough to go past the shades, the blinds. So luckily the other little window had these old brackets from like a previous curtain, and I was able to use those. So that's what took me a little bit longer, or else it probably would have taken me like 45 minutes, 40 minutes, because I tried to do it with the brackets that she provided, but it was too flimsy. It was just too wobbly. So yeah, but I got it done, got those 2. It took me an hour. So I got paid $90 an hour. I mean, I got paid $90 for that. You know, hopefully she'll give me a tip. Hopefully she'll give me a review. But right now it's 90 bucks in the books. And then I just messaged the next client to see if I could start way earlier. I messaged him. Sometimes they don't reply because I'm on TaskRabbit, and then sometimes people don't have the TaskRabbit app, so they would have to log in to see the messages. So you know, I'll message them, and then I'll give them like a half hour, and then I'll give them a call to see if they're available earlier. And I always let them know, like, if you're not available earlier, that's fine. We can stick to the agreed time. You know, it's not a problem. So that was $90 because I raised my rates from $80 to $90 an hour. And I'm gonna encourage you guys, if you're on TaskRabbit, or even if you're not on TaskRabbit, if you're private, also you wanna raise your rates right now, because I don't know if you know, prices of everything's going up, inflation, all that stuff. If you are charging the same thing you charged last year, you're making less money this year, that's for sure. The dollar store, guys, the dollar store is now the $1.25 store, and that sucks so bad. I don't know why the 25 cents just makes it suck so bad. I love going to the dollar store. You know, 20 items, you get 20 items for $20, and it was so awesome. And now 20 items for $1.25, for some reason it just feels a lot more expensive. But if the dollar store raises the rates, guys, you know there's a problem, and you know you have to raise your rates as well, because they say, you know, there's a lot of people talking about there is no inflation. Inflation is transitory. You know, it's Russia's fault. It's only 7%. If it was 7%, then wouldn't the dollar store be the $1.07 store? Or is that just me? But no, it's a $1.25 store. So raise your rates, guys. I encourage you to. I know it's hard. I'm not gonna just like tell you guys like raise your rates. It's, you know, it's not scary at all or anything like that. I could probably raise my rates to 100 or 120, and probably still get booked kind of consistently. But you know, it does take some high self-esteem to feel like you're worth $120 an hour. You know what I mean? It's all self-esteem issues, guys. You know, if you some people just don't feel like they're worth that much money. You know what I mean? And it's really, if you're giving good service, if you're giving good product or whatever, or service, then you're gonna have to just raise your rates, and people are gonna pay, or people are not gonna pay. Obviously on TaskRabbit, like my profile is on point. I have so many jobs, I have so many reviews, 5-star reviews, nothing but positives. So that's why I'm able to charge a little bit more. And that's, you know, that's something that I've worked on for years and years. You know, I've been on TaskRabbit for like 4 or 5 years or something. Since 2016, like late 2016, I think. So it's actually way more. It's probably like, you know, I'm not good at math, guys, but since 2016, we're in 2022 now. And I started off really part-time, and you know, sometimes when I feel like I'm gonna get a bad review, or like I feel like I didn't do a good enough job, I'll eat the cost. I won't charge the customer. You know, it happened to me yesterday. I went to go do, somebody said their exhaust fan wasn't working. They swapped out the motor, and they plug it in, and it's still not working. I went there. I couldn't find what the problem was. The wiring, it wasn't getting any power at all. Not at the switch, not at the fan. There was just no power anywhere. And it was like she was remodeling her house or something. They were doing a bunch of work there. So finally I went upstairs, because there was a bathroom, and then there was a bathroom there was 2 bathrooms upstairs. And upstairs there was like they did something with the wiring. They moved all the wiring around, and there was just a junction box that was just covered with a plate. And inside that plate there was a bunch of wires from where they redid the wiring on the bathrooms and stuff like that. And I saw one loose wire that wasn't connected to anything, and I hooked it up, and it was the one wire going down to the downstairs exhaust fan. But they also wired it up with the new bathrooms or whatever, and the new bathroom had like a GFCI outlet, and every time I would wire it up, it would trip that outlet. So I don't know if, I told her, like, I was there for an hour and a half, and I wasn't, before I found the bathroom, I wasn't gonna charge her anything. I was gonna just be like, sorry, I couldn't find the problem, and I'm not gonna charge you. I'm just gonna cancel this task or whatever. But I did find the problem. You know, it's obviously her contractors or whatever, that they did something wrong with the wiring. They put too many loads on the same circuit, and they didn't want to keep tripping that one. So I guess they just left it unhooked or whatever. So I was able to find the problem to the cause, and I wasn't able to fix it. But you know, that's a whole other thing. Like, you know, if your contractor wired up your house incorrectly, they should take care of it or whatever. But I was so close to just saying, like, you don't have to pay anything. But I was there for an hour and a half. I did only charge for an hour though, just because I told her, I showed her what the problem was. So I only charged 1 hour, so I lost out there on $45. And I've done that over the years. Whenever I feel like I'm gonna get a bad review or something like that, or now I don't really care so much, because I have so many reviews that it doesn't really, one bad review doesn't really take down my whole entire score. But especially as I was starting, I was definitely giving people breaks and stuff like that in order to get good reviews. But I'm see what's going on with this next client, and I'm gonna go handle that one. I'm actually right now I'm gonna YouTube and Google, brush up on my electrical, about how to install a 3-way dimmer switch on a 4-way circuit. And from what I remember, I think it just has to be there's 3-way switches, and then there's one 4-way switch in a 4-way thing circuit. So I think I just have to make sure that it's on one end of the leg, or whatever it's called. But I also got to see, like, where he wants the dimmer. If he wants the dimmer upstairs, but you can't do it upstairs, you have to do it on the downstairs. So I basically have to open up all the outlets to see how it's wired up, and then pick a spot to put the dimmer. But I'll talk to you guys later. Alright guys, so I'm back. So that last job took me, like I told you guys, I asked him if he could start earlier. He didn't respond. I called him late after, I gave him like 20 minutes, called him. He said that it actually worked out better. It actually works out better for him if I could start earlier. So I actually started at 12:30, and it's 3:40 right now. So I was there 3 hours, 12:30 to 3:30. And yeah, I think I switched, like, maybe I changed, replaced like 5, 6, 7 outlets, 6, 7 light switches. And there was two rooms, and they were four-way switches on each room. So, but it was easy because I had to replace all of them. So, the 4-way switch, I was able to, easily identify which one that is, and then I was actually easily able to identify where the power came in from, and which switch was the switch that brought the power in, and which switch was the one that went to the light. It was pretty simple to see. So so I switched those out. There was actually 2 dimmer switches, one on each circuit, and one of them I couldn't. He had installed it previously, and it wouldn't dim, so I had to, like, figure that out. And it turned out that the dimmer switch itself went bad, or did whatever. It wasn't working, because luckily he had a man, I'm so thirsty. This guy didn't offer me water, but I'm gonna go stop by, get something to drink right now. It turned out luckily he had he had an extra dimmer switch, and I replaced it, and that's what it was. The other dimmer switch looks like it went bad or whatever. So then a couple pendant lights, putting them back up, and they're the really old school classic ones. and they were like not balanced. It had like a big glass bowl, and it was not balanced, so it was like leaning to one way. And I was trying to work on them, and I got them as close as I could to just looking good. And he said they looked way better, but they're like really old ones. It's a really old, I'm in Evanston. It's a really old house, and they remodeled everything or whatever. And I think those lights are super old as well. So he was happy. He you know, it's a really nice house. So $90 an hour to this guy is not. He laughs at that. It's a joke to him, because he gave me, oh man, sorry about the sun, $40 cash tip. So I think that puts me for the day, because the earlier job, she gave me a tip too while I was working right now. She gave me a tip. So this one was 3 hours, so it's $270. And then the earlier one, it was $90 plus a $12 tip, so it was $102. And then plus that cash tip, it's a little bit over $400, $412 for today. And I'm about to head home. And luckily this job was a long one, or else it would suck, you know. Or else it would have sucked. But also, if I would have started at 8 a.m., had that one job, and then had the other job, it would have been a super long day, but I would have made a lot of money. But I'm you know, super blessed to just even to get this. You know, it's amazing. It's incredible to make this kind of money. I don't know how to say it. Just to have the ability to actually do that. You know, to go out and do it for yourself and not have to check in with people. You know, can I go to the bathroom? You know, school type of, you know, at work, when you're like, I don't know. You know what I'm trying to say, man. Being independent and being able to do this it's a big blessing for me, and I'm really grateful for it. You know what I mean? I'm not bragging, and I'm not going like, it's only $400. You know, I'm super grateful for every dollar that I can make, especially knowing that I can make it without having a boss. I really, you know, I did that already. You know, I had a boss. I did that. And like, I don't know if you guys remember, Dame Dash went on like the Breakfast Club one time, and he started grilling them about them not being their own bosses. He's like, how you gonna have a boss, man? That's like calling somebody daddy. How you gonna call another man daddy? And like, the first time I heard that episode, I think I was an employee, and I got mad. I was like, man, fuck this guy, man. You know, and then it seeped in, like, you know what? If you could do this, you could do this on your own. You know, you got this. You got, number one, you're healthy. You got your 2 legs, you got your 2 arms, you got your 2 hands. You're a healthy person. You know what I mean? If you don't have your health, then everything else is just a nightmare. You know. But I'm healthy. I got I could work all day, even, you know, because obviously I didn't start at $90 an hour. I started off, I think, at like 30 or something. You know, so just being able to get out here and just doing a good job and getting paid for it, man, it's super awesome. But also looking forward, you know, I can't keep trading my hours for dollars. So I gotta evolve as an entrepreneur. I'm a solopreneur, as they call it. And I got to evolve to the next level where I got people working for me and stuff like that. And I think that takes time to actually get like the understanding of it. You know what I mean? It's hard to go from an employee to an entrepreneur with a full business with people working under you and stuff like that. I think it takes time to get, first of all, stop being an employee and survive like that. And then, you know, over time, as I'm getting older, I'm realizing how important time is. You know, like, there's some things that just take time that you're not going to understand until it's your time to understand it. You know what they say, because you know, a baby takes 9 months to be born. Just because you have 9 women doesn't mean you can make a baby in 1 month. It's one of those things, man. Some things just take time, and then things start to click together, puzzle pieces start to fit together. And, you know, I'm hoping that I could evolve, you know, even further than this, and employ people. You know, that would be so dope if I could employ people and, you know, become a pillar in my community, as they call it. But yeah, thanks a lot for tuning in, guys. Please comment, you know, whatever you're thinking. Please like the video and subscribe if you guys want to see more. Thanks.